about purple weed?
About purple weed?
Yeah.
Not much.
The young days, man, when I ain't had nothing else to smoke. Nothing but purple.
Yeah.
Nothing but purple, man.
So you were smoking only perp when you started out?
Yeah,
smoking.
unless they gypped us and shit and gave us some light.
Mostly when I hear, oh, this stuff's perp, this is that perp, I don't know, it's never really purple, right?
Or if it's from a specific geographic area or a specific like treatment when it's being grown.
Right.
But it's beautiful.
Do you have a preference between purple or green?
I kind of like the purple. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know, adds a little like flavor, a little splash to the experience.
Cool.
All right, so if you had a choice between green and purple, you always take purple, or?
I'd always pick the purple.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess I've just been, brainwashed to think that that's the good stuff. And it might be, I don't know.
Marijuana, the death weed. And I'm here to prove to you that this kills.
So there's a myth out there that purple weed is better than green weed. And that may or may not be true, but we're here at the nation's first cannabis testing lab, Steep Hill, and I'm joined by Anna Ray, and she's going to help us get to the bottom of this.
Hello. Steep Hill is the nation's first medical cannabis analysis lab. We do potency testing, pesticide testing, and microbiological contamination testing on medical cannabis for patients around California.
It seems that every time I'm out, anywhere where there's anyone that consumes cannabis, if I were to hold up two joints and say this one's green and this one's purple, 9 times out of 10 people would pick the purple one. So if everyone's thinking that it's stronger, but it's not necessarily stronger, how do we know anything about this?
Well, there's a misconception that purple cannabis is stronger than green cannabis. In general, at our lab, when we quantitate and measure potency for cannabis, we find that across the board, green buds are stronger than purple buds. It is a plant turns purple, the flower turns purple because it's genetically predisposed to be that way. It doesn't have to do with if it's a really awesome flower or if it's been grown really well. It really just has to do with the way the plant was bred to be.
Is purple the kind of thing where there's a way to make any plant turn purple, or does a plant have to already be purple to get more purple, or only certain plants can turn purple? Like, is there a way to know beforehand, or is it a mystery?
It's a great question. Well, all cannabis plants, when they're growing, are green. The leaves are green. But as the plant gets older and the flower starts to mature, some of them turn purple. Strains that are predisposed to be purple will turn purple naturally. A purple Urkel or a granddaddy purple, those are all strains that are meant to turn purple, and so they will. Some growers have tricks to make sure that they turn more purple so that they're able to market that purple edge even more. Some things that growers do is they turn on the AC really, really high in their grow room and make it super cold. That will help a plant to turn purple. Some growers also put ice water in the reservoir of the fertilizers that they're feeding their plants, and that coldness of the water will also help.
So why do you think that people would think that purple is just inherently better?
Well, we've tested thousands of samples of cannabis here at our lab, and most of them are green, but very few amount are purple. And I always think that people think what's best is what is hardest to get.
Right, yeah.
And there's a lot less purple bud out there than green bud, so maybe that's why people like it more.
Yeah, I mean, that certainly doesn't have anything to do with it being better. It's just one of those arbitrary things. It's almost like a marketing concept.
Purple bud. But it seems like some kind of marketing tool, you know, your friends, dealers kind of use to get you to buy their stuff, which is usually more expensive.
Zach, you've been asking a lot of great questions, and I think some of the best ways to explain the answers is going to be to look at the numbers.
Okay.
I have a variety of different certificate of analysis that we've done here at the lab on a number of different strains. And we're going to compare some purple strains to some green strains and see what we find. Zach, on the table here, we have 6 certificates of analysis, 3 for green bed and 3 for purple bed. Up on the top row is the green bed, and up on the bottom is the purple bed. Here, we're looking at the Purple Frost. That's a strain that we tested, and the THC percentage is here, 12.18%. This one is called Purple Cream, and it is 14.23% THC.
Okay.
In general, the THC percentage for purple bud ranges somewhere between 9 and 14% on the high end.
So what are we looking at for green bud then?
Well, let's move on. Here is a test result for some cherry AK-47, and the THC result is 20.53%.
20.53%. You can mow me down with a couple of those AK-47s. I'll eat the whole fridge.
At Steep Hill Lab, we've tested over 16,000 samples of cannabis. So these are just 6 samples.
Right.
But what I did here was I showed you sort of a random sampling. I chose 3 random green beds and 3 random purple beds and just looked at the range.
Right.
In general, for purple bed, what we see is 9% to 14% THC. For green bed, we see 12% to 22%. So the range is bigger for the green bed, and the low end of the green is similar to the high end to the purple.
Right.
But on average, for top shelf cannabis, the green bud is generally more potent.
Wow.
Although I say I take straight purple, it's some fire green out there. Like, since I got my cannabis card, I advise you guys to get one if you can. But since I got the cannabis card, it's a whole lot of exquisite strains of weed, man. And it's not it ain't got no purple in it. So don't discriminate at the same time. I'm just the way I am, because that's just the way I was raised.
Yeah.
Don't be ignorant.
Right. Yeah.
Good weeds out there that's not purple. So
Right.
that's all I gotta say.